I got this one called My Teenage Life. This worked as a stress reliever for me. So I basically put pen and paper together, wrote some stuff down, and this is what I came up with. Hope you like it. If you like it, hit the like tab underneath the video. If you want to comment, don't hesitate. Let me know what you think. My Teenage Life. August 29, 1982 was the day I was conceived to do what was not believed. Nothing was promised, but the idea was to have belief that this child would not add grief. As the years progressed and I went through the process, my attitude wasn't at its best. The philosophy that was handed to me was not the ability to succeed, but instead to live by the rules of society. And with that, there's always the possibilities of going on incorrectly. The summer of 1995 was a turning point in my life. My peers were here to guide me down, but the structure at home lacked the strength to keep me secure. To be pure, I think not, but to break the law was easy to plot. Facing the rage of the lack of love at a young age, I soon found myself in a cage. Or was it a maze? Maybe even a phase, but whatever it was, I was lost. No one to turn to, no one to count on, no one to talk to or even lean on. The ones that loved me decided that incarceration should still be preceded. So going home was just imaginary, not out of the ordinary. Was this a sign to see how I would react to adversity? My reaction shut down all the ability to do what I needed in prosperity. So I stayed in the hole. From the age of 13 to the age of 18, incarceration was my second home. My name was familiar to people, but what did that mean? I had not helped enough to gain the knowledge to persevere through the times that got rough. Is this how my life was meant to be spent? Looking at walls and counting the bricks, trying to find the tricks to maneuver through the bricks just to see the light of day? All I ask is for someone to show me the way. So I pray, but still no answer. So I wonder and ponder if he heard me. Was the tone of my voice the right choice? Should I have spoken to him before I hung on a limb and not when my life felt so dim? It was getting dark so quick, my files were getting thick and my nickname was Prick. But still asking and asking and asking, but still no answer, so I'm blinded. Now I have disbelief to add to all my grief. I knew there would never be any relief. But as I look at the walls, I'm counting the bricks. My mind was the consequence of my actions. The answer I was looking for was the reality I was living in. A prayer couldn't change my thinking, only I could. And with knowing that, I still placed the blame elsewhere, pointing my finger at anybody, no matter who. What am I supposed to do? As my index finger extends and finds a target to focus the blame on, I realize that my other three fingers are pointing right back at me. My lack to take responsibility of my actions is what was causing the pain in my heart and the frustrations in my brain. Is what I'm doing sane? Because it feels like I'm doing everything the same. I have not learned from the incorrect turn that led my mind to burn. Still I yearn for the passion to seize my aggression, to veer off the path of depression, so that my ability to think of negativity will clear for a path of prosperity, with full opportunity to learn the lesson of adversity. Still I can't believe what I did to me. But it was more than me. It was my surroundings that was most affected by my actions. There were no precautions, just straight reactions to the possibilities that I was lacking. My mindset was focused, but focused on what? As I look back on my past, I wonder how did I last? I never thought I would cast. Doing everything wrong was a blast. So much of a blast that if it were math, my calculations were wrong. As I stood incarcerated, I had to stay strong. So my feelings for the streets, every day they faded. My feelings for the streets were not outdated nor overrated or underrated. They just faded. Now is this a new beginning? And is it safe to say I have learned from all the things I was seeing? 5 years down the drain, time to start living a different way, not the same. Even though I want to change, the fear in my heart did not just start, but with every venture, you have to start somewhere. So I started with my associations because I realized there were only complications to my situation. Plus for my presence there were never any appreciations. After the release from incarceration I was placed on probation. Time to face the realization of the inadequate organization I was facing. I had to look past all my wrongdoings and look forward to the future. I was given a second chance to accomplish anything I wished. The answer I was searching for was finally given. So now what do I do? When I was incarcerated, there were no temptations. Now that I have full freedom, I have no limitations to breathe fresh air and to actually see the sunlight. To the one upstairs, I must live up to their expectations. And even though I lived on the block with all my peers, of which whom I used to wear down the clock from night to day and day to night, my influence on the block started to reach great heights. I received friendly greets from people that didn't even think to write. Promotions were handed, but in my heart, I knew this wasn't right. After a few months, I laid my flags down and gave up my colors and representation rights. Even though I did my share of dirt, a 3-minute violation was still required. That's 3 men every 30 seconds, so I soon found my face in the dirt. I could see the look in their eyes. They were really trying to inflict hurt, and I sure did feel it. But when it was all done, that was the best pain I ever felt. As I got up a bloody mess, I felt a relief in my chest. The next morning, I seen those same guys walking down the street. And as I look at them, with 2 black eyes, a busted lip, and a fat cheek, I knew right then it was not I that had been beat. I understood I had to give up that life in order to succeed. Plus death nor incarceration were no longer for me. I was just happy because I finally made the decision to set myself free.